Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Welcome along to our webinar. We'll be talking about future ready connections, so covering all things integrations, things like that. We'll just give it another minute while we just wait for a few more people to join. I can see people are still joining, so we'll just give everyone a few minutes to settle down. And thank you all for joining. The Q&As and the chat are open today, so normally we do Q&As at the end, but if you've got any questions as we go, pop them in the Q&A and we'll try and get to them as we go through each different topic. Thank you everyone for joining. If you're new, welcome along, and thanks for coming back if you have joined us before. So we are going to get started. So hi and welcome. This is our Future Ready Connections drop-in session, and today is all about the integrations available to connect your accessplanit platform to other software within your organization. So integrations are all about breaking down siloed ways of working, and when you connect systems together, you just reduce the duplicate admin. You're going to lower the chance of human error, and you're going to get better overall data visibility across your business. And ultimately, that's just going to create a smoother experience for your team and for your customers. So before we jump in, we're going to launch a little quick poll. We'd love to know more about you. So if you can take part in today's poll, which we will launch now. This question is more about what integration are you most curious about? So we've got quite a few listed there already. Some you may be familiar with, some are new, so you may not be familiar with. If you just give us information about what you're interested in, and hopefully we'll try and cover off as much as we can today. You can see a few icons on the screen there, so you'll get a little sneak peek of what we'll be covering already. But as I mentioned before, anyone that's joined, the Q&A is open. We'll try and get to the questions as we go, as opposed to waiting to the very end. So we'll jump in. And today, this is just what we'll be covering today. So we will be going through integrating courses with Microsoft Teams. So this is our first focus for today, and it's our newest integration with Teams. How can we save you hours when scheduling your webinars? Then we'll be looking at what is next. So what other integrations are available, some that you may not be aware of. So we're going to have a quick go through all of those and what benefits they are for you. And then finally, we'll go through the many exciting new integrations that are coming soon. Many of them are in testing or currently in the development stage. A couple still in planning. So we've got quite a lot to share with you on that. And as I mentioned, Q&A is open. Please pop anything in there as we go. Lovely. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jack, and I am one of customer success managers here at accessplanit. And I'll be running through this with you today. So we're going to start with Microsoft Teams. So we're starting the session today with a focus on our newest integration, which is Teams. It's also very cool how this works. So with integration, you automatically can create Microsoft Teams meetings when you schedule a web course. So the join links for that Teams meeting then are pulled straight back into your platform automatically and stored directly on that course date. This means that you don't need to leave the page, create the Teams meeting, copy the link, come back into accessplanit, paste the link in, double check that it's right. You're reducing all that manual work and all the chance for error along the way. It's great for saving time as well. And it's also going to give you peace of mind when you're doing all that scheduling of those courses. What's cool with the Teams integration is there is an optional element where you can even track the attendance on the webinar. So if you turn this feature on, attendees will be marked as completed in accessplanit if they turn up to that course. And you can also choose how long they need to attend for this to happen. And that's done on a percentage basis. So for example, if they attend 70% of the course, we can mark them as completed. Anything less than 70%, for example, they aren't marked as completed. So it can help with that automation as well. So before I show you this in practice, we're going to have a quick recap of what the integration actually is going to do for you. So when you link one of your courses to Teams, it's going to create the Teams link meeting automatically. It's going to connect the Teams meeting to your course. It's then going to store the joining link on your course automatically. And then, as I mentioned, optionally, it's going to set the attendance, if you want, to complete it for those in that status. So we're going to have a look at how this works. So we are scheduling a brand new course here. And this course is called How to Inline Skate. So when you create your course, we're then going to go down to our webinar details. And we're going to scroll down to find the online platform section. And this is where we have our online platform settings. So we're going to select Microsoft Teams from the online platform. and then click Save. We don't need to provide any information in the joining link boxes that we've got. And then we're going to refresh the page. So we'll navigate away, go back to details. We're going to just go back down to those webinar details. And you can see that the integration has been successful with our joining links for our trainer and for our delegate. We can then include those joining instructions in the emails that we send out to our delegates or to our trainers. So it makes it really easy to set up. We've got a couple of questions coming, so we'll answer those as we go along now. So the first one is, does the teams limit who can control? So normal teams, if I'm the arranger, can only deliver. So I'm thinking this is, in effect, who's the presenter. So we can set up who the organizer is. So when the meeting is created, you can then go into that meeting and set who the, is it organizer in Teams? I can't remember what the correct phrase is, but who will be, in effect, delivering that course. So then if any delegate joins, they're not going to be able to jump on and start taking control, teaching the class, sharing things. It'll just be down to the trainer, who we set as a trainer. And then another question is, instead of being marked as completed, can the delegates be marked as attended? I'm not 100% sure. I think it is just completed, but I will double check and come back to you on that one as well. So we will move on to our next slide. So we've gone through all that. Perfect. So we've got a few questions as well. These are some of the most common ones that we've asked with people that we spoke about the integration with. So the first question is, can I integrate Microsoft Teams with my course after it's been created? The simple answer to this is yes. You can make changes to the online platform setting at any time to be able to link a course to Teams. So here we have a first aid at work course. It's already existed. It's already been set up with the platform. And as you can see, we can just scroll down to our webinar details, choose Microsoft Teams, and then we can save that. And then when we reload the page, you can see that our joining details will now all be there. So this is on a course that we've already, as I mentioned, that we've already set up. So you can do it retrospectively as well. So the next question that we've had is, are there any courses that won't sync? So yes, cancel courses. So any course in the status of cancelled is not going to sync to Teams. If you cancel a course, the Teams joining information is then going to be removed. And the same applies if you change the online platform back to blank. That joining information is then going to be removed as well. And then for those people that work in multiple time zones, what happens if we have courses in multiple time zones? So Teams requires a time zone for every scheduled meeting. The integration checks this in the following order. So the course's time zone setting, it'll then check the associated training provider's time zone. And then finally, it will check the default time zone defined in your integration settings. So it'll have all those checks along the way. Perfect. And we'll just go into, we've got another question. So we've got a question relating to, are the integrations already included in the plan, or is there an additional charge? So depends. Some integrations are included, some are additional charge. Microsoft Teams will be one that is an additional charge. But as I say, the price varies per customer. So if you're interested, please let us know, as there's quite a few variables that affect the price. And then finally, the next question that we have often is, can I change a course start date after it's synced to Teams? Yes, ultimately. So any updates to the alias, the start date, end date, or time zone will automatically reflect in your Teams meeting. So if you move your course to start 2-3 hours later, it's going to update your time on your meeting as well. So that all reflects and is always up to date. And then the question is, how do I get Teams on my platform? If you talk to your CSM, so either myself or Frank, or you can also speak to Helen, who deals with all the commercials, we can help get that set up, provide you a price, and make sure when you've provided the information to us for your account, we can help you get that set up in your platform. As you can see, it's really easy after the initial. Setup is done to set the courses up. So you'll be on your way really quickly to get that set up within your platform. So any questions, please do feel free, as I mentioned, to pop them in. We'll kind of keep going through them as we go along. And then now that is Teams. If you've got any other questions about Teams that comes to your head, please pop them in the chat. We can always come back to them. Or if anything comes up after the call, you can just drop us an email as well. So we've covered off Teams. We're now going to have a look at other integrations that are available. So we're going to talk about ones that are already available for your platform, what they do. It's hard to keep up with what and know what's going to be helpful for your business. So hopefully this section is going to help you with that. So the ones we're going to look at today, we're going to have a quick whistle-stop tour of the following integrations. We're going to look at Google Analytics. We're going to look at Moodle, Google Calendar and Exchange Calendar, and finally SSO. So some of these you may be aware of, some of them you may use already, but we're going to have a quick run through these. This isn't a complete list. This is just 4 that we've picked out today, that we still have quite a few others that are available already, but these are the 4 we'll focus on this session today. And we also have a big selection of payment gateway integrations. So for those that use our basket, we integrate with Stripe, PayPal, Adyen, WorldPay, Apeo, and Global Payments. Most of you probably already have a payment gateway in place if you do need one, but they're the ones that we integrate with. We also have 2 versions of our API feeds. These are available for custom connections. So we've run many webinars about these already. So we won't spend too much time on these today. But if you have any questions or want any more information on the API feeds, let us know. We can get that sent out to you. And then we also have 2 purpose-built integrations for integrating available courses into your website for online booking. So the website integrations, these are free. We have 2 versions, a HTML version and an XML version. Most people use these at the initial start, but if you do like a web redesign, for example, you may need to relook at those. And then finally, we have our inquiry form plugin, which is also a free integration. This syncs your inquiry form on your website to your accessplanit opportunities. So it makes it really seamless from your end user putting those inquiries in to it coming through into your platform and all the automation. But we're going to go back to the core for today. So we're going to start with Google Analytics. This is a really popular one. A lot of people use this already. This is really popular for your sales teams and your marketing teams. Google Analytics module allows you to synchronize your basket with Google Analytics account, giving you those valuable statistics. The integration captures booking behaviors such as page hits, user actions like when they click add item to basket or removing items from basket. It also captures e-commerce activity like the value of baskets, purchases, and discounts. And the cool part is it does support cross-domain tracking, where this means that you can track a user from your website through to your basket, and it's really valuable for tracking dropouts, looking for patterns in buyers' behavior, that sort of thing. So yeah, very much for your sales and marketing teams. They absolutely love this integration. It gives them loads of information. Next, we're going to look at Moodle. So again, another popular one for those that use Moodle. If the learner portal that we have doesn't give you what you need as a login area for your learners, Moodle can be really helpful in this situation. Moodle's a virtual learning environment, or VLE, where learners log in to launch things such as e-learning, check on their courses, access resources, extra materials, and much more. Our integration with Moodle makes the most of that. So accessplanit does what it does best. You schedule your courses, you process your bookings, manage all your users, and then that information is synced to Moodle, so your users are going to get that seamless experience. This one's very popular with universities, and they all seem to use Moodle a lot, but it's still quite a popular choice for individual organizations as well. So that is Moodle. Then we're going to look at syncing trainer calendars and trainer availability. So this is either the Google Calendar or Microsoft Exchange. So depending on what your business uses, you can only have one though, which is important to note. So if you do use both, you can only have one set with your platform. With the integrations, you have the option to push data out of the platform, pull data from the calendar into your platform, or both. With both, you could push the course information from accessplanit directly into your trainer's calendar or your Exchange calendar, and also then pull in any unavailabilities, so annual leave, any meetings already, into accessplanit, so then you know exactly when your trainers are free and not free for courses. Both integrations also support updates, so unlike iCals, if the course changes dates, it changes status, if it gets a new alias, or even if it gets assigned a new trainer, these changes automatically are reflected in your trainer's calendar, It's a really cool integration for collaborating with trainers, keeping them in the loop, and making sure they've got the most up-to-date information. And then this isn't for everyone, but it is good to know about from a security point of view. It's quite a hot topic. If your company has SAML or an Azure network that you use to log into your organization, you can connect that network with your accessplanit platform for a single sign-on. So what that will mean is you wouldn't need to log into your platform anymore with your accessplanit username and password. Instead, you would be automatically logged in using the network login details. So it's one less thing to remember, one less set of login details to remember, and your team are also less likely to get locked out, and also is a huge increase in security, which infrastructure teams often love. It does mean that basic user information, such as name and email addresses, are synced to your network, so you only need to make the change in one place. And you can set it up that users can be created when they log in if they don't exist. However, most people don't have this turned on, very much a personal preference. So that was a quick whistle-stop tour of those four integrations that we're looking at today. We'll have a quick pause there, see if anyone's got any questions about any of the modules. So Google Analytics, Moodle, the Exchange or Google Calendar integrations, or single sign-on. I can see we had a few people say about single sign-on, quite a few about Google Analytics. Hopefully that's answered everything you need. But obviously, if you've got any, if you think of anything after the session, just let us know. Perfect. Okay, we'll move on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the final section of today's session, and we're going to wrap up with what's coming soon. So our team of developers are working very hard on quite a few different integrations at the minute. So this is a quick tour of what you can look forward to. So we've got coming soon, we've got Zoom. We also will be integrating with MailChimp, Power BI, and SurveyMonkey. So let's run through each of these. The first one is Zoom. So the team are in development with the Zoom integration, and this is going to work very similar to the Microsoft Teams integration that we spoke about at the start of the webinar. It's going to be syncing your webinar course details through to Zoom, which again is going to save you all those hours on scheduling. Like in the first example, how you set it up works exactly the same as Teams, but obviously instead of selecting Microsoft Teams, you will just select Zoom. And then when you press save again, it's just going to create that link automatically in the Zoom account that's linked. So again, going to save you absolutely hours. And also potentially some money if you've got multiple accounts running. You can just create all your meetings in one place. We've got a question, is there a Zoom account with you, or can we just use your own Zoom accounts? You'll be able to use your own Zoom accounts. We need some information from you from Zoom. So it's like things like your, so kind of like your username and password to be able to link those together. And then it will create those meetings in your Zoom account. So when you sync those in accessplanit, you create your meeting, you choose Zoom, press save. It'll then basically the integration is creating that meeting for you in Zoom. It's very similar to the Teams one, just in Zoom. Next, there was a question. Oh, perfect, thanks. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to look at the next one, which is Power BI. So Power BI is also being worked on currently. This is going to allow you to connect your accessplanit data directly into Power BI dashboards. So it's going to be able to mean that you can visualize trends, track performance, share insights, all with your wider team in real time. So Power BI is really popular and is really taking off as a way of reporting. So the integration is going to mean that you can just easily take all your information out of accessplanit. It can all be live or refreshed every 30 seconds, for example, and Power BI, you can report on it, it's all live. You can do some really nice things with Power BI too, like really nice graphs and reporting tools. So yeah, for those that absolutely are really heavy on reporting, this one is for you. Yeah, this is going to be the best way to get your data out using this integration. Really nice and simple. So as I say, any questions, please pop them in the Q&A. We'll just go through these and we'll come back to anything that you pop in along the way. Next one is SurveyMonkey. So one of the most popular surveying tools. So many people use it. This is going to link your delegate data from accessplanit into SurveyMonkey, making it easier than ever to gather feedback, report on the satisfaction from delegates, and drive improvements to your training offering. So very simply, we'll take your course delegates, pass them into SurveyMonkey, and that's how they'll be able to have the survey. So it'll be within your bank of surveys within SurveyMonkey to make it much easier, really easy for anyone to use. And this is, again, it's just a popular tool that people are using. Their updates are crazy. So we're integrating with them to make sure that you guys can use it within your operations without having to have that manual step of putting your data from your accessplanit platform, having to get it out manually. Just does it nice and smoothly and automatically. And then finally, again, this one is also so close to being ready, just a few tests left to go. And we've built an integration with MailChimp. So another one for those in marketing. It's going to keep your marketing lists updated automatically. So again, it's a really popular tool. It's one of the most widely used, I think, to be honest, MailChimp. So many people that we speak to use it. So again, you'll be able to keep your mailing list up to date with the users within your platform. If they update an email address in the platform, for example, it'll update it in MailChimp. So it's just going to make it really easy to be able to do your mail campaigns based on users within the platform. We've had a question, clarify the naming conventions will be applied in the Power BI integration. Will these be consistent with the data grid terminology, or will they reflect the report writer language? That is a really good question, and I don't know. I will find out for you and I will come back to you. I would imagine the data grid terminology, but I'm not 100%. I will find out and let you know. So that's what's coming up. So you've seen the Teams integration, which is out now and is live. And then you've seen some of the existing integrations that we've had that we've already got up and running, like those Google Analytics, your SSOs. And then you've had a little peek about what's coming in the future too. So we're really excited about these integrations. Hopefully it's going to make accessplanit the hub of everything you do for your training, but then use those other really powerful tools and those experts in those areas to be able to still get your surveys, do your mails, your mail merges, that sort of thing. They're still in development. Some things we may not be able to answer today. I'll feed back to you as quickly as we can if you do have any questions. But yeah, just do let us know if you think of anything. So today we have covered a run through of our new integration with Microsoft Teams. We had a quick look at other integrations are available to you now that are time saving. So we looked at Google Analytics, training calendar syncs with Exchange or Google Calendar, Moodle and SSO. And then finally, we looked at a few of the integrations currently in the works. So we touched on Power BI, MailChimp, SurveyMonkey, and Zoom. So following the session, you'll receive an email with a link to the recording. Alongside that will be lots of links full of helpful resources to give you a bit more information about what we spoke about. So look out for that in your inbox very soon. But that is everything for today. Thank you all for joining. If you do have any questions, if you think of anything afterwards, please just ping us an email and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. There's a couple of questions that I've got to come back to people on. So I will have those and we'll come back to you on those as soon as we can. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all so much for joining and we'll see you soon.